The Legend of Zelda series is by far one of the best video game franchises I've ever played. These games seriously changed my life, and without them I wouldn't be who I am today. The lore of these games bring out my inner love for adventure and creativity. However, these games do make people argue which of them is the best in the series, and well, almost every Zelda YouTuber has done these, so I should do one as well. My name is HylianLuke, and today I am going to list my top 5 Zelda games. Keep in mind that while these are listed from worst to best, it was really hard trying to list the games in order of favoritism, as I love every Zelda game in its own way. Also, this is my opinion and not a factual thing. With that said, let's dig into number 5. Twilight Princess is without a doubt a great game in terms of story and character development. The cutscenes look great, and the items you get in dungeons are fun to use as well. The story of how Zant, the supposed king of Twilight, is invading the kingdom of Hyrule and steals the land's light to submerge the kingdom into a forever growing darkness. Sounds wicked cool, right? Well, the game's story is about all it gets from there. The gameplay for Twilight Princess, however, isn't so good. Learning the new sword techniques from the hero Shade is a blast, and fighting monsters is also fun. The items you receive in dungeons, while they may be really sweet or cool, like the spinner or the ball and chain, become rather pointless after you beat the dungeon for that item. The Dominion Rod even becomes unusable after the Temple of Time, and doesn't get to be usable again until it's needed once more. Now for my biggest gripe, Wolf Link. While being a Link is lots of fun, Wolf Link is quite the opposite. I often found myself rushing through the Wolf Link segments of the game just so I could be a human again. Wolf Link's charged attack with Midna is also way too overpowered, as it makes fights pretty boring. All you do is hold the attack button, wait for the circle to highlight your enemies, and then let go of the attack button to watch your enemies die. Yeah, not that fun. Visually, it looks pretty cool, but overall, it's not that fun. I feel like I would have loved the Wolf segments more if they had been more creative with Wolf Link's attacks. However, I know that wolves tend to just claw and bite at their enemies, so this can be forgiven. Lastly, I'm going to poke at Ganondorf being the quote-unquote true villain of the game. Why did they do that? I thought it was really cool to have a new villain in a Zelda game. That was something the game had going for it. That is, until I found out Ganondorf was just using Zant as a vessel to recover. The concept sounds really cool, don't get me wrong, but to see Zant as the main villain would have been awesome. However, having Ganondorf as the main villain did give us one of the most amazing final boss fights in Zelda history. Man, this guy took a while to take down, let me tell you, and I loved that. Ganondorf had 4 phases to take him down. Puppet Zelda, Ganon, horseback battle, and then finally the best part of the fight comes up. It's just you and Ganondorf in a small ring out in Hyrule Field. No running, no fake outs, just a one-on-one sword battle. This was probably my favorite part of Twilight Princess as a whole. Now you may be wondering, but Luke, if you have so many problems with Twilight Princess, then why is it even on your list as a top 5 Zelda game? And the answer I have for you is its story. The story for Twilight Princess is honestly one of the best stories Zelda has to offer. Link's normal life in Ordon with the village kids and his childhood friend Ilia. The sudden attack on Ordon. Link becoming a wolf because he's the hero chosen by the goddesses. Midna using Link to get what she wants, but ends up caring for Link in the end, and Link caring for Midna. The way even the smaller characters evolve, like Colin or Ilia. Colin develops courage to help his friends, and Ilia losing her memory and slowly recovering it as you help her out. The story all ties together into this beautiful little bundle of lore that you can enjoy alongside other Zelda games or by itself, and that alone is why Twilight Princess earned its spot as number 5. Next up, we've got Majora's Mask. I absolutely love Majora's Mask. While Twilight Princess tried to be dark, Majora's Mask was naturally dark. Link, a boy who traveled through time to save the land of Hyrule, is on a new personal journey to find his lost fairy companion Navi. After some events that happen in-game, Link ends up in a town named Clocktown, and Link has 3 days to travel to the 4 areas of the land of Termina, free the giants of that area, and stop the moon from falling into Termina and ending the world. However, with a twist, Link can travel back in time and relive the same 3 days he has to the land with the use of the Ocarina of Time by playing the Song of Time. This mechanic is absolutely crazy cool because it brings a different kind of feeling to the Zelda franchise. It gives this sense of twisted progression, where even though you're making progress in the game, you're in a way not making progress because when you go back in time, you'll undo all your deeds you did for the 3 days. The characters in the game are also pretty interesting, and your choices with the characters can give you different 3-day cycles. For example, on the night of the first day at midnight, there is a thief in North Clocktown named Seiken. He is in hiding to steal the bomb shop lady's supply of bombs for her store. When you witness this, you can choose to help the lady or not. If you help her, she rewards you with the Blast Mask. If you don't help her, it'll help you progress through a different side quest. See how that works? Majora's Mask is a splendid game, and I wish I could place it higher on the list. However, these next Zelda games hold a special place in my heart, which is why I have placed Majora's Mask at number 4. The Wind Waker. What an absolutely beautiful game. The Wind Waker is the Zelda game of my childhood, let me tell you. I remember just running around Outside Island making up stuff to do in order to keep the game alive. Now, the Wind Waker definitely has its ups, but it also has its downs. Let's get the downs out of the way. Honestly though, the only downs about the Wind Waker are that sailing can be rather boring, and that the game is pretty short compared to other Zelda games. The Wind Waker only has 5 dungeons, and 6 if you count the Forsaken Fortress. A typical Zelda has around 8 dungeons, so seeing only 5 was sort of sad. But now for the pros. I absolutely love the cel-shaded graphics for the game, as it makes the game age really well, and who can resist such a colorful, fun experience? I know I can't. The items in this game were also pretty rad, as they were useful outside of dungeons. The grappling hook can be used to swing across large gaps, retrieve loot from enemies before they're slain, or can be used to salvage treasure from the sea. The bombs can also be used as a cannon for your boat, and the Deku Leaf can be used to make big drifts of wind or to glide through the air. The Wind Waker story is also definitely a big part of why the Wind Waker is so great. On Link's birthday, he must sail away from his home island in order to free his sister Ariel from the Forsaken Fortress. But to do that, he must collect 3 Goddess Pearls of the Sea, withdraw the Master Sword, restore power to the Master Sword, and defeat the Demon King Ganondorf. Link does all this for his sister, and to fulfill his role as the Hero of Time Reborn, the Hero of Winds. This game is phenomenal, and I can't express how much love I have for it. However, these next 2 Zelda games just have it beat, which is why I picked The Wind Waker for number 3. Two words. Skyward Sword. Yep, number 2 is Skyward Sword. This underrated Zelda title really gets bashed on too much for being a hand-holding experience and having motion controls as a requirement. I, however, love the motion controls, and even though Fi is pretty annoying, she is still a rather great character. The reason I picked Skyward Sword as number 2 on this list is because of the music, story, and gameplay. The music in this game is Nintendo's first time recording a live orchestra for a Zelda game. They actually used the Super Mario Galaxy Orchestra, so you just know it's going to sound good then. The music really sets the tones for the game just right, and the music itself is just so fulfilling to listen to. Story-wise, this game has hands down the best story in any Zelda game. The story in this game really brought the lore of the franchise to a whole new level, and seeing how Link, Zelda, and Groose change throughout the game is beautifully done. Groose goes from being a neighborhood bully to being a trustworthy friend for Link. Zelda goes from being a cute girl in Skyloft to being a strong form of the goddess Hylia reborn. And Link goes through the biggest change of all. Link goes from being a normal guy in Skyloft, training to become a knight, to becoming an adventurer. He becomes the goddess's chosen hero and goes on a quest that will change his life. He forges his spirit and gets his hands on the entire Triforce. He does all this for Zelda. To continue, the game's story does use original villains with Girahim and Demise. Gameplay-wise, I loved getting all the items in the game and using the motion controls to use them. The beetle was a fun gimmick item, and I'm glad it was in Skyward Sword. For real though, why does everyone hate the motion controls? I think they're very immersive. When I swing the Wii remote to swing my sword, or to whip at a lever, or pull my nunchuck back to shoot an arrow at a keys, it makes me feel like I am truly a part of this world, and I absolutely love the heck out of it. And Skyward Sword as a whole. As much as I love Skyward Sword though, I just couldn't place it at number 1. So the next best thing is number 2. And now it's time for the best Zelda game. Number 1, here we come. Wow! Breath of the Wild? Who saw that coming? I certainly didn't. I kid, of course. Breath of the Wild is a Zelda game I had been craving for years, and I finally got my hands on it. Breath of the Wild is a breath of fresh air from the overly used classic Zelda formula, started by A Link to the Past in 1991. I remember during my high school days, I would often watch Breath of the Wild footage during my senior year instead of paying attention in class. Bad idea? Sure. Was it worth it? Absolutely. Breath of the Wild has without a doubt the most expansive, explorable Hyrule yet. The overworld is crawling with stuff to do, and since the game is open world, you can go anywhere you want, whenever you want. I played this game for solid months before even considering playing others' games for a change. The ability to explore to my heart's desire really filled me with awe and wonder. The Sheikah Slate is such a cool tool you get to use as well. All of the runes on the slate have their own unique abilities, and it's up to you to figure out how to use them properly. Not to mention, the physics engine in Breath of the Wild is top-notch. The physics even now amaze me over a year later. The ability to customize Link in different outfits really brought my attention as well. Temperature change and climates really added a whole new aspect to Zelda I never thought I'd ever feel. Stock up on food before entering this cold climate so you can heal as you take weather damage. Wear heat-resistant clothing to surpass the rays of the desert sun. The choices you have in the game are practically limitless, and the fact that the choices are even available make this game that much better. For me, it's honestly just really hard to even describe how this game makes me feel. If it means anything, I actually cried when watching the E3 2016 reveal trailer for this game. It was just brimming with life, and the emotion I felt watching it overwhelmed me. Needless to say, this game deserves the number 1 spot on gameplay alone. Well, there's my top 5 Zelda games for the Legend of Zelda series. What did you think? Do you agree with what I chose, or do you not agree? Let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like this video, as every like I get will help me grow as a channel. New to the channel? You can subscribe to my channel and become a fellow Hylian yourself. While you're at it, click the notification bell as well so you know whenever I upload a video. Enjoy live streams? I live stream from time to time, so check one out if you're free. Have Discord? Join my Discord channel and be notified on updates to the channel, myself, and whenever I upload or live stream. Or you can chat with other people on the server. Have Facebook or Twitter? You can find both in the description below, so be sure to like my Facebook page or follow me on Twitter. That's all for this video, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. My name is HylianLuke, and I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao!